spectacular scenery surrounding Provo in Utah, an area that produced one of the biggest selling groups of the 70s, the Osmonds. 20 years on from that, four sons of Alan Osmond, one of the original group, are following the same trail to musical stardom. In 1991, they've travelled the world, including 4 visits to the UK, building up a growing band of fans with songs like this.
video that we just shot was Show Me the Way, and it's also going to be the next single, which will be released the 30th. And it was a great song, we felt. It was written by Nick Kershaw, who was a great writer, and we're a big fan of his. And just that we felt Douglas did a great job on it, and the first time that we heard it, we just knew it was ours. That was why we chose it.
With the video for the song completed, their last major project of the year barring a couple of photo shoots, the boys are looking forward to a festive family Christmas in this perfect winter setting. But it seems in the Osmond household, that doesn't necessarily mean a quiet time.
Well, in the Osmond household, it's crazy. There's about 55, 60 people total, with uncles and aunts and cousins and relatives and dogs and cats and fish and who knows what else. And we all get together and we have a big party. You know, it's crazy. You know, we get up at like, at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, come in, we meet together, we party, dancing, snowmobile, ski, open presents, stuff like that. Have wrestling matches with our Uncle Donnie. You know, he's crazy. You know, he loves to have a good time. Donnie, you know, and people don't see the wild side, but we see him, and he is a nut. You know, so it's a lot of fun getting him. He used to be able to whip us all, but now we're bigger than him, and now we can just take him down one at a time.
As well as that kind of activity, however, the boys also enjoy music away from their stage work, and for a family party piece, they show their versatility with their own interpretation of a Christmas classic.
The sun is shining, the grass is green, the orange and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, LA. But it's December the 24th, and I am longing to be up north. I wanna be where the snow flies free. Dreaming, I'm dreaming, dreaming, I'm dreaming, dreaming, I'm dreaming, dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Dreaming, I'm dreaming, where the treetops are glistening and children are listening to hear sleigh bells in the snow. In the snow, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. Dreaming, I'm dreaming, may your days be merry and bright, so bright, and may all your Christmases be. Dreaming, I'm dreaming, dreaming, I'm dreaming, Christmas baby, I'm dreaming, like the ones I used to know. Dreaming, I'm dreaming, children are listening.
The fact that the boys wanted into the music business is hardly surprising given their family background. But while their father was initially reluctant to become a stage parent, he now guides their career from a position behind the cameras, declining invitations for his own return to the limelight.
Oh, man. Oh, you don't want me on the side. No? All right. I'm too ugly and old, worn out, and time.
But I, if anything, made it a little bit harder for them. I mean, if you want this, you got to do this, guys. You got to work. You got to dance. You got to be a performer. You got to play the instruments. You got to sing. And I put the things in front of them and backed off and let them see what happened. They took it and ran with it. So it's good. I'm very encouraged by the boys. They sing a cappella. They read music. They play instruments. They're perfecting it to the point now they're playing on some of the tracks you heard tonight on the show. But I think in the future, and they're also writing songs. But in the future, you're going to see some great work come out of my boys, and that's very pleasing for a father.
Mind you, it can't have come as much of a surprise. Michael began singing in key at the age of 2. Nathan and Doug were both talented pianists, reaching the final of an American national competition, with Doug adding the drums to his repertoire more recently. And young David also began his preparations for stardom at a very early age.
When I was like very little, like 3 years old, I remember people come up and say like, they said, "Can I have your autograph?" to like my Aunt Marie, and I didn't really know what an autograph was then. She wrote something down. I didn't know what it was, so I just kind of asked around and said, "What's an autograph?" So finally found out and practiced writing my name.
And that's something all the boys have put to good use on their recent tours, taking the advice of those who have gone before them.
We really enjoyed meeting the fans and getting down. My father knew Elvis Presley, and he was talking to him backstage at Las Vegas, like in Caesar's Palace, and he was talking to him, and he said if I could do it all over again, I'd go out and sign every autograph and, you know, meet every fan, shake every hand. And that's what we do after every show. We go out and meet the fans, and that means a lot to them, and they mean a lot to us, because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Coming up, we'll be seeing more preparations for Christmas, meeting yet another generation of Osmonds, and finding out that boys will be boys. Having spent much of the last year flying around the world, it's a welcome break for the brothers to get back home and indulge their passions for the other things in life teenage boys find fun. And not surprisingly, this group sing about that too.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Going down, your brother started something.
While all the dancing is fun to watch and to perform apparently, it must be remembered that getting it to look that good doesn't come easy, and frequently involves a 6 a.m. start before school.
It is a lot of hard work, a lot of hours go into rehearsing, and we have mirrors downstairs in our rehearsal hall where we put all the things together and we make sure we're right together, because, you know, that makes the people, you know, it gives them a better show, and it makes them feel like they're getting, you know, their money's worth. And we like to please the people, and my brothers, like, kind of named me as the choreographer of the group. I choreographed some things for the guys, and I love to dance. I love going to dances.
And that's a sentiment echoed by Nate's brothers too, so they mix pleasure with work wherever possible. For example, living in Utah, they're all into outdoor pursuits like skiing and hill walking, so when the environment comes under threat, the song doesn't have to be a dirge to get a message across. Back in the relatively safe environment of the home, however, preparations for the family Christmas are going ahead under the watchful eye of Mum Suzanne, who copes remarkably well with her 8 boys and various visiting guests, relatives, journalists and camera crews. But while the boys are more than willing to help out in the kitchen, she's probably quite glad they've chosen musical careers rather than culinary ones.
I'm not eating that.
Mr. Bill.
All this, of course, is part of the fun of being in a big family. And the Osmonds are certainly that.
Right, the whole state of Utah is Osmond. Yeah. But yeah, we live on Osmond Lane, and this whole city is very familiar to me. Yeah, and the mountains up here was like the logo for the Donnie Marie specials and their logo. And just living on Osmond Lane and a place has always been familiar for me. It's great to come off from tour and to come home, and also I've grown up with everyone around here. I know everybody around here, so it's good to get back home and see some other people.
And once they're back here, as well as pointing out famous landmarks, the importance of home can be re-emphasized by a quick pictorial guide of the family tree.
And I'd just like to show you a few of the people over here. This guy up here is the Mormon pioneer. He came from London, which is pretty cool. We're excited about that. And this guy's kind of a crazy guy. This guy's a rock and roller, it looks like. Yeah, and you can kind of tell these guys are a little bit country over here, and these guys are a little bit rock and roll. If you guys want to see a funny picture, this is the Osmonds in the 70s, sort of, late 70s. You guys see the styles have changed quite a bit.
Well, that's the past, but what about the future? There are 4 boys already performing. Will the next 4 be joining them?
They think it's exciting. They know our routines. They know all the songs and they dance with us and things. They learn our routines, and they have a love for music too as well. It's just that they're a little young right now and they're doing school, and when they get our age, they'll probably join us.
No, I told those guys, as soon as these boys get launched, hey, we'll work with you young guys. I mean, after you finish filming, you didn't hear the other 2 playing Jingle Bell Rock on the piano and stuff, but they're coming along, but only because they deserve the same shot that the older 4 have. But it's not right because they're 2 different markets to put the young ones in. The older guys want to play some legitimate music. They want to be taken seriously. They want their peers. And as much as I love my little boys, they don't fit in with the older 4. We can do family shows musically, that is. But when we're a family, we're one.
And that's never more in evidence than at Christmas.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, greeting smile after smile. And on every street corner, you'll hear to hear.